They thought they could humiliate me, end me with a single public swing. Effective immediately, your employment is terminated, the CEO announced at the town hall. His smile was sharp, rehearsed, meant to draw blood. 100 faces turned toward me. Some looked away. A few smirked. Most stayed frozen, grateful it wasn't them. I didn't flinch. I just reached for my phone. One form, one submission. Status change, inactive. My compliance certification, my license, revoked their ability to operate. A red flag rippled across the system. Contracts froze. Work stopped. $100,000 bled every hour. By the time security walked me out, I knew the countdown had started. Flashback, the first meeting. I once believed in him, the CEO. He'd shaken my hand on my first day, his grip firm, his eyes lit with that evangelical promise founders have. "You're the shield," he'd said. "Our integrity rests on you." I built everything. The controls, the safeguards, the invisible architecture that let investors sleep at night. I gave them my nights, my weekends, my faith. And in return, he cut me loose in front of the whole company. No warning, no severance, no respect. Just the phrase, "at will." But betrayal is a funny thing. It hurts less when you realize you were the only adult in the room all along. The discovery. I should have seen it sooner. The shortcuts, the signatures forged in haste, the endless push to close deals first, clean up later. Then I found the emails. Internal threads where they mocked my compliance notes. "Paper tiger," they called me. "She'll bark, but we can override." That was the moment something inside me went cold. They thought rules were decoration, that I was a wall they could paint over. But walls can hold weight, or collapse. And when they collapse, they bury the people beneath them. The shift. I didn't beg. I didn't rage. I observed. The company ran on my credentials. I knew it. Their lawyers knew it. Without a certified officer, every contract was void. Every government deal frozen. Every line of revenue strangled. So when they dragged me into the boardroom, hours after my termination, I was ready. The execution. The room was packed. Mahogany table, 12 men in suits, faces shiny with sweat. The CEO pointed at me, his voice already raised. "You think you can sabotage us? Do you know what you've done?" I stayed seated, hands folded. Calm. "Yes," I said. "I stopped you from breaking the law." The board shifted in their seats. A few eyes flicked toward the general counsel. That's when it happened. The lawyer's face drained of color. He grabbed the CEO's arm, urgent, almost panicked. "Sir, stop! She's the only one who can reinstate us." The room went silent. You could feel the gravity shift. Power had changed hands, and everyone knew it. The confrontation. The CEO leaned across the table, trying to reclaim ground. His jaw tight, his voice low. "You wouldn't dare hold this company hostage." I met his eyes. "I don't have to. You did this to yourself. I just pulled the fire alarm." He wanted to shout again, but every time he opened his mouth, the lawyer cut in, legal jargon spilling like sandbags in a flood. Exposure, liability, SEC, indictment. Words that carried real teeth. One director whispered, "How long until we bleed out?" The lawyer answered without looking up, "We already are." I sat there, silent, watching the realization dawn. The same board that applauded my firing that morning now stared at me like I was oxygen. The payoff. I could have reinstated them. With one form, I could have stopped the hemorrhage, but I didn't. Instead, I let the silence stretch. Let them sweat. Let them imagine the calls from clients, the headlines, the regulators knocking at their doors. Finally, I stood. "You fired me at will," I said, smoothing the papers in front of me. "Now you can live with the consequences, at will." And I walked out. The reflection. They thought I'd beg for scraps. Instead, I left them gasping for air in the house I built. In the weeks that followed, the news broke. Government contracts dissolved. Investors fled. The CEO stepped down to spend more time with his family. Quiet words for public disgrace. I didn't celebrate. Revenge wasn't a toast. It was a reckoning. Because here's the truth, power is never taken in a boardroom with yelling. Power is in the fine print, the overlooked clause, the silent keystroke at 5:01 p.m. And when they tried to strip me of dignity, I showed them the cost of underestimating the quietest person in the room. They built their empire on my signature, and with a single click, I erased it.